for this picture, I want to draw a pot of gold with a rainbow. You don't have to do the shamrocks, but you can if you want to. And if you want to change, maybe put that there and then change these, you can do something else. You can put tulips or flowers or anything, really, over in the grassy area. To get started, I'm going to work in the landscape direction, and I'm going to put my hand right in the middle. I'm going to put a dot here, and then I'm going to jump straight over. Another dot, and we're going to make the top of this pot right here. Those two dots tell me where or how long that line is going to be. I'm going to turn the paper because it's more comfortable, and then I'm going to draw straight, just like the edge of the paper. Really, really straight, and I may miss the dot, but the more important thing is to get the line straight. Now, while I'm there, I'm just going to go ahead and jump over a little bit and put another line right beside it, parallel to it, run in the same direction but spaced apart. And watch that spacing. It should be about the same. If it's not perfect, it'll be okay. I'm going to round off the ends like that, close them off with little rounded lines. 1, 2. Now I'm going to come in a little ways and put a dot on both sides. I'm going to come in from the end and put a dot. Those are just little points that I'm going to hook a line onto in a few minutes. Then I'm going to jump down, probably 3 fingers and a little bit more. 3 fingers and a little bit more. I'll have to do that again over here. 1, 2, see, yep. Jump down, 3 fingers and a little bit more. Now for the sides of the pot, we just need to make a curved line. It kind of reminds me of a letter D. I don't want it to stick out too far though. I'm just going to come around like that. And I want this one to match it as much as possible. It would be symmetrical, but if these aren't perfectly symmetrical, it'll be okay. And then for the bottom, I'm going to just continue this line. I'm going to curve mine a little bit. If yours is straight, it'll work. That's fine. And so there's the main part of the pot. Now mine's a little bit crooked here, and that one's a little bit crooked too the other way. It's just art, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to go right in here and put a leg on it. Not much to say about it, just look at the shape and either make up your own or copy that one. Same thing over here. And those aren't really fancy, but I guess they don't need to be. Alright, I'm going to fill my pot with gold coins. You don't have to do that, but I like it, so that's what I'm going to do. And once again, I'm going to turn my paper because it's more comfortable. And I'm just going to make these long stretched out ovals all the way across here. And I'm going to stack the coins up in a pyramid. So there's the first row, just like this. Now I'm going to put another row, and this time kind of lines up over the gap in the first ones. Row 3. This takes a while, so if you get a little bit behind, you can go back to it later. And these really don't have to be all that perfect, so you can do it fairly quickly. And coins would be round, but we're looking at coins in perspective, that is, from the side or from the edge more. I'm going to make it look shiny by putting these little marks, and every mark points back to the middle of the pot, or probably to the middle right here. That would work better. Every line, it's as if I'm starting there and then stretching the line out away from that one point. All of them, both sides. It's like I'm aiming at my fingertip. And that kind of gives the illusion of it being shiny. The shamrock can be kind of tough. It can be very, very hard to draw. So I'm going to start with a big plus sign. I'm going to go at about a 45-degree angle and go around about a 45-degree angle. That's just splitting that angle, and go around. I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to leave just a little bit of a gap right there and come around. This is just tough stuff. It's not easy to do. About a 45-degree angle where I'm going to split this area with the line, and then I'm just going to come around. I'm going to put another line beside that first one and just leave a little gap, and I'm going to come around this way and come around. Now, if you didn't get that, well, you could just erase it, put a circle on there, put your initials in it or something else, and it'll be just fine. Now, when I color that, some of this extra stuff will cover up. I've got some bits and pieces of lines that I need to get rid of, and it's a little bit hard to erase without smudging and smearing it, but they'll cover up later. Alright, I'm going to hook on right here, and I'm going to stretch this line out until I run off the edge of the paper. I'm coming back to that same point, and I'm going to jump. I'm going to jump way over here. Hook on there, and I'm going to stretch that out until it runs off the edge of the paper. I'm coming off the pot like that, and I'm just going to put a line that represents a hill like that. I'll do it again on the other side. Coming off the side of the pot, I'm just going to go like that. Now, since the shamrocks are so tough to draw, I'm going to put a couple of maybe tulips in here, and then you can decide. You can watch me draw the tulips, and you can decide if you want more shamrocks or tulips. But I'm going to draw these big. I'm going to make a shape like a big U, just a great big letter U, and then I'm going to cross over. 1, 2. I'm going to put a piece right there, just like a little triangular piece. And then the stem comes way down, and the leaves are like this. I've got that awful close to the bottom. I'm going to double thicken that stem just a little bit, especially where it hooks onto the flower. I'm going to thicken that up. Up and then back. And if that seems hard to do, you can do other flowers or just make up your own stuff. I'm going to come over here and do another one. There's the big U, 2 crossovers. Here's the little triangular piece, the stem, which I'm going to double thicken, and then the leaves, which are just like these sharp pointed things. You go up and you come back down, and you could have extras in there because there are usually many of these. I've just got a few. And if you want to show some grass, it's just little flicks like this. They go in different directions. They don't just line up side by side. They go every which way. But you don't have to do the grass either. Now for the rainbow, we need to, I'm going to put a big curved line up here first, and I'm going to do it with a pencil, and then I'm going to go over it with a crayon. I'm only going to draw one line to start with. The rest are going to be with crayons, except for the bottom I may put another line down there. So this is going to be the top of the rainbow, and I'm just going to curve this over like this. Now I'm going to curve it over like that. It may not be perfectly round, but it'll work. Alright, I'm going to use scarlet for red, but the colors of a rainbow follow a letter sequence of Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Biv. Red is R, O, orange, Y for yellow, G for green, B for blue, I for indigo. Indigo is a dark blue. And V for violet, which is also purple. These two color words refer to the same color. And so we call this the Roy G. Biv rainbow because it follows the natural sequence of colors in a real rainbow. So that's why we arrange them like that. Alright, to get started, you just need to take your crayon and just color in the first layer, and then each layer is just like it, only you're going to change colors. So I'm going to start with red. I'm trying to fill that in as much as I can to get rid of the white streaks. It's a little bit hard to do, to get rid of all the white streaks. When you're working with crayon and paper, you're going to end up with some white streaks, but I try to get rid of them the best I can. And then orange, let's see. And I'm just going to go right up against it for the second layer. I'm just going to work this orange right in. You don't have to go fast. You can take your time. If you're behind, don't worry about it. You can get caught up later. These colors aren't going to change. They're going to be that way forever and ever. So from this point, I'm just going to play you some music and let you work. You can just layer your colors on, one layer after the other. Take your time. Keep it neat if you can. Here's your music.